Of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there a reason she's crying?
She's just upset.
All right, what are you upset about?
Situation. I didn't expect this.
What's upsetting you about the situation?
There's a lot of things that I should have done and I didn't do when she first arrived at our home.
Court is going to sentence you.
All right, guys. Today we're talking about a shocking court case. A woman is on trial for abusing and causing the death of her own child. Yeah, it's as terrible as it sounds. What's even more surprising is that she's been crying in court like she's the victim. It's hard to understand how someone can do something so awful and then act like they're the one who's hurting. This is one of those cases that really makes you upset. What happened was truly tragic, and watching her cry through the whole thing just feels wrong. As you watch, let me know in the comments what you think about her. Personally, I think what she did is unforgivable. Let's get into the details and see how this all started.
All right, state.
Your Honor, as you know, this case involves the death of a child.
All right, everyone, please whisper.
A pretty horrific death of a child. And at this time, they are allegations, but due to the serious nature, we feel that $200,000 is appropriate. But that if the court is willing to lower them, then obviously full conditions. But for something involving something like this, I feel like anything lower than 150 even would be just way too low. It also is a little concerning that no one's willing to help her, because then how is she going to be supported in the community? That's just concerning to the state, Your Honor.
Well, just to clear it up, it's not no one. It's just people that, unfortunately, the people that are willing to help are just unable to do so financially. So.
All right, the court is going to deny the motion, and the court has had no evidence on what amount of bond that she is able to make. So at this time, the court will deny the motion. And counsel, if there's an issue, is your client in protective custody?
Yes, Your Honor, now.
All right, if there's an issue at the jail with her safety, just let the court know. But my understanding, she is in protective custody. Beyond that, that's all I can do. And counsel, I've always found them to be receptive if there's an issue with danger. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
That's the last time we see her in that moment. But don't go anywhere. I'm about to show you what happened 5 months later when she was finally sentenced for hurting and killing her own child. This kind of crime is just heartbreaking and impossible to understand. There's no excuse for it. It's pure evil. If the judge doesn't give her the maximum punishment, it's going to be really hard to accept. You can't take the life of an innocent child and expect a light sentence. Cases like this should mean you never walk free again. Let's jump in and see what the court decided.
Court is calling 2022 CR 11873, State of Texas versus Yvonne Monica Perez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Allie Jackson.
Defense.
Matthew Allen.
Are you Miss Perez?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you understand you're charged with assault, intentionally, knowingly, of serious bodily injury by omission with the child? Did you understand that's the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Range of punishment is 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Perez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her rights to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 18 years in the prison and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry to interrupt, but I have to say this. The way this woman is crying right now is honestly making me angry. It doesn't seem like she's crying out of guilt or because she feels bad. It looks like she's only crying whenever the judge mentions prison. It's like clockwork. The judge says prison, and suddenly she's in tears. What's really frustrating is that she wasn't crying when she was out there doing terrible things. But now that she has to face the consequences, she's acting like she's the victim. She's facing 18 years in prison. To be honest, that doesn't seem like enough. She took the life of an innocent child, and 18 years just doesn't feel right. For something so serious, what do you guys think? Should the judge accept this sentence, or should it be longer? Let's go ahead and see what happens.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
State Office State's Exhibit 1.
No objections.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. Is there a reason she's crying?
She's just upset.
All right, what are you upset about?
Just situation. I didn't expect this.
What's upsetting you about the situation?
Try to do something kind and just,
It's just I don't know if the court has noticed, every time she's come in, she's been very,
Crying.
very emotional, Your Honor.
I apologize, Your Honor.
No, all right, I'm just asking questions. All right, if we can go off the record. All right, state, are you asking to amend the stipulations?
Yes, Your Honor.
No objections.
All right, and then the court will review states exhibits 1 and attachments with the amended stipulations. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anyone want to say why should follow this plea bargaining agreement?
I can speak briefly on that, Your Honor. I think the stipulations, so the way that she came about, Ms. Pettis came about to have the child was kind of strange to begin with. She, in my opinion, I think, saw these 2 children that were on the streets. Her and her partner tried to help take them in. And then obviously there was an incident that Ms. Pettis describes a week prior to this where, again, she should have taken the girl in for medical treatment immediately. And then obviously she fell from the stairs.
Let's backtrack a little bit. Because it says in the stipulations that there were 2 people outside of the store. She says she's being a good Samaritan. So she takes them both back to her apartment. And then she tells one of them, I can no longer keep you here. You need to leave. But I'll keep the complainant.
Yes, her and her partner. So her partner ended up, I believe, keeping the younger boy, and she kept the younger girl at the apartment. And then,
And is this younger boy currently alive?
Yes,
Yeah.
Your Honor.
yes,
And where is he?
As CPS has removed him, he's with other family.
Okay.
the incident described that is the leads to this tragedy. Obviously, Yvonne describes it as she's playing. Obviously, the kid shouldn't be playing on the stairs. We know that. She hits her head and her back. She seems like she's okay as far as checking on her. She's eating, watching
So why would
TV.
she pinching her as a sign of as punishment? Because that's what it says in the steps that she would pinch her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why?
It wasn't like I'm pitching her, just kind of like a grab, like just
It says it
to
left
prompt her.
bruises.
I'm sorry.
It said it left bruises.
Yeah, I'm just not believing her sad story at all. This whole case is really strange to me. Like, how do you randomly take 2 kids from out in public to your home, and then somehow one of them ends up dead while in your care? That doesn't just happen. Now she's sitting there with a sad look on her face, hoping people forget that she's the reason this all happened. It's clear she only cares about herself, and those fake tears aren't fooling anyone. I really hope Judge Boyd sees through all of this and puts an end to her act. Honestly, I'm tired of even seeing her on the screen. I feel terrible for the child she took. That kid didn't deserve any of this. In my opinion, she should get life in prison. But what do you guys think? Let's get back into it.
I didn't realize it was gonna leave a bruise. I didn't intentionally do it to like leave that bruise. The little girl, when my daughter was, when
And so I think she's describing as, yes, she again is admitting to that. It doesn't matter whether you think it's going to leave a bruise or not leave a bruise. I think we would agree. And then as far as her actions, she seemed like she was okay. And then the next morning, obviously she's not, and then drops her off at the hospital. And then obviously does another, another bad thing, just leaves her and then leaves. She does come back. She does sit down with the police. She does talk to them, tell them everything that's going on and what happened. Obviously, at that point, it's too late. But I can speak to Ms. Perez from the day I've been with her for 20 months or so, from the day I've met her until today. Every time I talk to her, she's upset. And it's not because of so much of her situation, it's because of what happened. And she knows that she did wrong. She knows she wishes she could go back in time and change all of that. And she says that every time I talk to her. And so,
Like maybe if somebody is offering you a child, maybe calling the police.
yes, going that far back. It's not one mistake. It's things that happen over and over. And again,
So was the child healthy when she received the child? Was the child healthy when you received the child?
the first one is Joel.
No, I'm talking about the child that is deceased. Was that child healthy when you received the child?
Healthy in a sense. She was
Healthy in the
skinny.
sense that
She
she
was
had-
skinny.
Did
We
she have
fed
all her
her.
hair
Did she have all her what? Her hair?
on her head?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, only like patches, like not patches, but like her hair was thin. Her hair wasn't thick. It was thin. Her hair was thin. And she came when I picked her up from when Cassandra told me to go, and when we went to go pick her up, she had like a dirty little outfit. I bought her clothes. There's a lot of things that I should have done and I didn't do when she first arrived at our home. I should have taken her to get a welfare check. I should have done, and I didn't. I just was
and like Your Honor said, I mean, the initial thing would be to contact authorities to go through the proper channels. I think CPS was contacted prior to
They
this and made contact with Ms. Pettis, so they were aware of the situation. But again,
Aware of what situation?
that the girl was staying with Ms. Pettis. But
Was
again,
that before or after the child
before,
was taken to the hospital?
before, I believe.
So Child Protective Services was aware that somebody off the street gave her a child, and she picked up the phone and called Child Protective Services and said,
No,
"I have this child."
No, Ms. Pettis didn't. They contacted her. So again, I agree with the court. She should have done a lot of different things.
Well, I mean, I'm just unpacking things a little bit.
Yes.
So
The mother has extensive history with CPS and had different children taken away. So I think CPS was checking into the whereabouts of Ronnie and Howell.
All right.
It was that.
So that's how CPS found out that the child was in her care,
Yes.
and CPS did nothing.
Wow, if CPS really didn't do anything, that's just crazy to me. I get that we're charging the person who committed the crime. That makes sense. But how is the CPS worker getting away with no blame at all? Their job is to protect kids, and if they failed this badly, there should be consequences for that too. The whole situation just feels off. Things like this don't happen out of nowhere. Someone had to ignore warning signs. Obviously the woman involved did, but maybe the CPS worker did too. Maybe even her partner. It feels like a lot of people let this happen. Honestly, I'm not even sure what to think right now. I just can't shake the feeling that something darker is going on here. Let me know what you think, because maybe I missed something. But to me, it feels like there's more to the story. Let's jump back in and see what sentence she ends up getting.
Wow, if CPS actually did nothing, that is just insane to me. Like, we're out here charging the person who committed the crime, which, yeah, obviously, but how is the CPS worker just walking away from all of this with zero accountability? If your job is to literally protect kids and you drop the ball this hard, that should come with some consequences too. The whole situation to me is just so weird. Like, this kind of stuff doesn't just happen randomly. Like, somewhere along the way, someone ignored red flags. I mean, obviously this lady did here, but the CPS worker too, you know, maybe this lady's partner as well. Like, there's just so many people to blame here, honestly. But yeah, I just really don't know what to think about all this. I just can't shake the feeling that there's something deeper going on here. Let me know what you guys think about it so far, because maybe I missed something, but I just feel like there was something more evil at play here. Let's dive back in to see what she gets sentenced with.
I mean, CPS workers sometimes, well, many CPS workers are overworked and underpaid, but I'm wondering why would a CPS worker, and this is just a side note, why a CPS worker would leave a child with somebody that a mother just gave to that's a complete stranger. I guess that's something else that needs to be addressed.
Yes, and like I said, the circumstance behind it are, just to put it, I guess, strange, and that's one of the things that I found strange as well, to, I guess, put it nicely. But
So why am I following this plea?
Your Honor, at this point, the state, after much back and forth, we recommended this plea due to what is actually being charged, and what we can prove. It becomes a question of whether or not we can prove that she did not seek adequate medical attention in terms of she has training as an LVN and attempted to keep an eye on the child at home, and it becomes whether or not we would be able to prove that she failed to do so due to how it is charged, Your Honor. And so at this point, we do feel 18 years for what she's charged with is appropriate.
All right, and does she have a license as an LVN? I'm assuming
She did in the past.
She did in the past, and then I needed to renew it
it's
because I went.
expired, is that right?
Yes, and
Yes.
then I started going to school to EC. Oh, sorry.
that's okay. It's expired.
This is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with minors. There's to be,
Judge, did you say 8 or 18?
18. Yeah. Did I say 18?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
It's okay. Matt and I are done this
Yes,
morning.
all right. 18, all right, 18 years in the prison, credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with minors, and there's to be no employment in the future with minors or vulnerable persons. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
Not sentencing, we do have victim impact, Your Honor. Hold on.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing, whether you had your LVN license or not, I saw where you took your dog to the groomers. When a child is sick, you take a child to the doctor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't know why. Sometimes people have more love for their animals than they have for little children.
Judge Boyd really had me for a second. I thought she said 8 years and I was about to lose it. Even 18 years doesn't feel like enough, to be honest. The prosecutor said they could only prove so much, which makes me think there was a lot more going on behind the scenes. This woman seriously needs to stop crying because she actually got off pretty easy for such a serious crime. 18 years feels way too light. And don't even get me started on CPS. If they ignored warning signs, that's a whole other issue. I really hope that CPS in that area takes a deep look at what went wrong, because this could have been prevented. A system that's supposed to protect kids shouldn't be letting things like this happen. I'm also surprised Judge Boyd didn't ask more questions about the CPS worker. If someone missed clear red flags, they should be held responsible too. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but to me, 18 years just doesn't match the seriousness of this crime. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think she deserved a longer sentence, or did she get off too easy? Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you thought about the court hearing, and if you think the judge made the right call. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. I post every day. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.